that I, in a sense, stopped being homeless. I could talk about it because I had been on the wait list for the apartment or the townhome I'm in now. And I had been on it for a whole year. Was sleeping on an air mattress at my auntie's house. Shout out to auntie. And it was just crazy to believe that I had been pushing myself to do classes, to show up in the community, still doing interviews, still being a mother. Like, I don't think we really realize the capabilities of the body when you just let go. And I had to, in that moment, like, oh, nothing can stop me. Even if I don't feel comfortable, that's not the end for me though. Like, that's just a moment.
How you what? It's your girl Connie, and you are back watching another episode of A Freed Mind, where we take back the control of our minds and our reality. To all my free minders, thank you for being here. And if you are new, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that way you'll be ready to tap in when it's time to tap in. Today, I have an amazing guest with me. She is an award-winning journalist, host, media specialist. She is a woman who embodies a freed mind quite beautifully, and I'm so excited to have her. Please welcome the Polished Lady.
Hey,
Hey, girl.
thank you so much for having me on. I'm geeked.
I'm excited. I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I keep saying that, but I am. Like, I'm gonna say this. Like, I've envisioned you being here with me.
All right,
envisioned. Like, I've used my mind to bring you here. And that's what this is all about. Okay, I literally saw this, and I waited for the moment that I knew it was like, okay, it's time. Let's get it popping. We ain't playing no games no more.
And I feel like the moment I met you, it was kinetic.
It was.
It was very kinetic.
Because we're both Cancers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our season on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I'm feeling the energy. You just came with all the energy. Your earrings, I think they were the big green ones that have the little.
With the yarn.
Yep,
yeah.
with
Shout
the
out
yarn.
to my brand ambassador deal with Key Creates. Shout out to you.
Okay. Them was so cute. I love them. I love them so much. And definitely our energy just like meshed. I'm like, yeah, we're going to work together one day. And it took, I don't know, what, a year or so? But
We're here.
We're here
now.
So, my first question I want to ask you is, who is the Polished Lady, and what does being polished mean?
Yeah, that's
because we got to get into the Polished Lady and who you are. So, who is the Polished Lady? What is the Polished Lady, and what does it mean?
Absolutely. So, first and foremost, everybody, hey, what's going on? It's your girl, Keela McKee is my actual name, but I go by the Polished Lady, well known in the community, going global from the 317.
Okay,
for sure. But I am a mother. I am an advocate for African American people all over, just for people to see us in a positive light. I don't believe that my people are always in trauma. Like, we don't live there, we don't stay there, we create amazing things with less. So I'm always a storyteller that is trying to bring out the light in others. And I will also add I'm a lifelong student. I'm a student of the game. Like, I will learn anything. Teach me some new game. I'm ready to learn.
That's lit. I'm messing with the whole student thing, because you have to be a student. Once you reach that level, it's like, at that point, what are we here for? You know what I mean? So you have to always be a student. And
I go into like the Polished Lady and what that means, because a lot of people ask me, like, how did you come up with that name?
Yeah.
And why you didn't go with your birth name? And I was like, okay. I mean, like, Keela's cool. Keela's cool. It's a fish. If you Google it, it's a koi fish.
Really?
Yes, Japanese koi fish. Keela. I wasn't feeling that because I'm like, that ain't my roots. But the word polished itself, it means established. And I'm always trying to establish myself in the brands and businesses that I work with. And then I'm the first lady of my business. So that's how the Polished Lady came about. And then before I was the Polished Lady, I had an organization called Polished Bricks. And Polished Bricks basically was going to be the foundation of showing African Americans in a positive light, but we did community service, such as book drives, community cleanups, and we went to like different community centers and volunteered our time. And from there, people were asking me to come into schools, and they were asking me to speak on panels. And I'm like, y'all want me for real? I was like, we got to give them a little bit more. We got to give them a little bit more. And so that's how I came up with the name, The Polished Lady. And it's all one word.
Yeah.
For those at home who don't know, The Polished Lady is all one word because of the solidarity of not only am I trying to establish your business and your brand, but I'm in alignment. We're connected. We're intertwined at that point. So I don't want you to feel like it's just me when I bring my name to your company or your brand. We're together. We going all the way to the top.
Right. I like that. I really like that. When did you actually like come up with it? Like, I know you just told the story about how you did, but when did you do it? Like, how long ago was that? What was that like? What was that like around that time?
Ooh, that was 2016. I've been calling myself the Polished Lady since 2016. It's 2024.
Wow. That is a minute.
Yeah. And really, I have to say it stemmed when I came back home from ISU, because I went through a really traumatic bullying situation at ISU that, like, basically I didn't have no other housing, nowhere to go. So I just like, okay, come back home, take care of your parents. My parents are older, and go to school. So I went to school at Ivy Tech, and I started noticing like there was so many networking opportunities and different ways to get money. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I'm a hustler. At the end of the day, I like getting money. Like, that's
right.
When people ask me, what you do in your free time? Get money.
As you should.
Get money.
As you should. Okay.
And so when I came back home from Ivy Tech, I mean, like, just to go to Ivy Tech, I was like, they're connected. They're in the center of Indianapolis. They're always sponsoring a gala. But why are they sponsoring the gala? I started asking myself questions like that and putting myself in those rooms. I was probably 20, 21 when I started getting into those rooms, not knowing the power and the people I was around. Just knowing like, hey, I'm at this ball, they got a free dinner, I love this. We eating filet mignon. I ain't never had filet mignon. Like, I love that environment. But now that I'm older and in the industry for real as a professional, it's like, oh, those same people who saw me when I was younger, they were like, we knew you had this spark, this light. And they've been continuing to say my name in rooms and spaces without me even being there. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, you've definitely, like, just me watching you for the year that I've known of you and stuff, seeing you grow, because where you were when I met you, to me then at that moment, I'm like, okay, she's got it going. You know what I'm saying? But then seeing the growth from then to now, where I've seen you interview like celebrities. You interviewed 19 Keys, and I love him. And I said, oh, I'm jealous.
Hey, envision him next. He's next. He's next.
I'm like, I love that man. But I'm like, she's really out here doing her thing, and it's inspiring because you do it in a way that I believe other people are like afraid to do it. And it's just like truly being you, like coming exactly like as you are, who you are, without like trying to put on some sort of like a facade. You know what I mean? Like you are extremely authentic.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that.
I think only us cancers can recognize that, because there's outside people who have issues with themselves. So it's a lot of projection, and then they'll be like, well, you need to fix this, when I've heard a lot of times like, oh, you're worthy. I never thought I wasn't worthy. So where did you get that from?
Right. To tell me that. I already knew. But thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to know, what does a free mind mean to you? First, what does a free mind mean to you? And then I'm going to do the second part of the question.
Absolutely. So a free mind, what it means to me is to let yourself go and be in that moment, be creative, however that looks for you. I don't think it's a coincidence I went into journalism. Like, free press, that's supposed to be like one of our rights, right? So be able to speak and say what you want to say. And when I think of free mind, like let your mind be free and do all of the things that you want to do. There's nothing holding you back. You're fully capable. Just let go and see what you create.
Okay. And then so with that, at what moment did you realize that you kind of either sort of freed your mind or that you was like, okay, I have a free mind. Let's do something with that.
Okay.
What moment?
What moment?
Yeah. Did you realize that?
For sure. It had to be December 22 of 2022.
Okay.
And that was the day that I, in a sense, stopped being homeless. I could talk about it because I had been on the wait list for the apartment or the townhome I'm in now. And I had been on it for a whole year. Was sleeping on an air mattress at my auntie's house. Shout out to auntie. I love you. Thank you for letting me and my son sleep on your air mattress in your home in Brownsburg. And I was Ubering from Brownsburg to 71st and Michigan Road to drop off my son for school. And then I would Uber to work. And I did that for 3 months consecutively because I just like to live the life that I know that I'm destined to have. I have to get up. There's nothing at home for me. It's not even my home. My name's not on the lease, the rent, nothing. So and it wasn't because I didn't pay bills on time. It was because I depended on someone else. And I hoped that other person had me, but really I needed to understand that I got me. And God got me. Yeah, it just depends on who y'all working with, but
right.
So I say that day because that's the day that they called me to tell me you can finally move into your apartment. And that exact day I got the key. It was supposed to be a snowstorm at 6 p.m. I went to the U-Haul about 1 o'clock, moved everything in my storage from the south side to the north side. One of my friends, Brittany Ayers, she was like, what you doing, sis? And I'm like, oh, I'm at my storage. I'm about to, I'm packing all my stuff from my old apartment. And she was like, what, you got the apartment? And so she came over and she even bought me a yellow bedspread and she bought me a yellow chair. And it just we got all that stuff in before the snowstorm hit. And it was just crazy to believe that I had been pushing myself to do classes, to show up in the community, still doing interviews, still being a mother. I don't think we really realize the capabilities of the body when you just let go. And I had to, in that moment, oh, nothing can stop me. Even if I don't feel comfortable, that's not the end for me though. That's just a moment. And I really believe in that moment, I was like, wow, the whole year sleeping on the floor, on the air mattress. And people are coming up to me telling me your interviews really inspired me. Your interviews really impacted my life. That some of those times were the hardest times of my life. For everybody else, it was hope and it was inspiring. But for them, I'm like, I don't even know how I did it, but I'm here and I'm doing. But it was that moment for sure when we got all the stuff in. I went upstairs and had my son's room set up. Because he always had his own room. And so when I finally got just us in the apartment, I was like, I could breathe. I could breathe again and I could begin to recreate and develop my next plan.
Right. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that, though, because very touching.
For sure.
But, yes, I love that. In those times of, like you just explained how, you didn't know how you were going to do the next thing, but people are coming to you and they're asking you or telling you that, you inspire them and stuff like that. Not knowing what your next move was, having those people come to you, how did you I'm trying to think of how to word it, but how did you get to the next step? Was it just those people coming to you and giving you those inspiring comments?
I know where you going. I know where you going. So I'm gonna try to help guide the conversation. So when people come up to you and say, "Hey, you really impacted my life, X, Y, and Z," it's kind of, I'm on a new pedestal at that point in their eyes. And it's not because I want them to glorify me or anything like that, but it's just like, okay, there's people in my DMs. I get DMs daily about, wow, you don't know how this piece of content that you put out there or that question that you asked this celebrity, it really stopped me from doing X, Y, and Z. I've had people say that they wanted to kill themselves, or they were homeless, or they were homeless too, and they're just trying to figure out, like, do their business, but their family, their friends don't understand the entrepreneurial side of what they're trying to get to. But that's your dream, that's your passion. So that put so much more fire into me, because I had to continue my path, because if they're looking at me as a blueprint, so to speak, I can't give up the blueprint.
Yeah,
because I'm basically trailblazing the path for the next people to come up.
Yeah, because I think you've definitely inspired me. Like, literally, when I say watching you on Instagram from the background, seeing how you, like I said before, you are just like so authentic with how you show up, like, and just be yourself. With cancers, we are like really animated, and we're so like, you know, just like all over the place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we do too much sometimes, but sometimes we don't do enough.
You ain't lying.
Okay, but like
hardest critics.
Yes, but seeing that, it's like some people will look at you and be like, "Oh, you just need to calm down a little bit." You know what I'm saying? But seeing that, and then with us being cancers, it's definitely also helped me to like get on the camera and just be myself too. Because like for a minute, I'm like, okay, I gotta sit here on a podcast, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not me. Like, it's just, it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I needed to just relax, calm down, just be myself. So